There are music moguls, and then there's P. Diddy, a man who transformed hip-hop, built a billion-dollar brand, and shaped the careers of some of the biggest artists of a generation. But behind the fame, the luxury, and the celebration lies one of the most dramatic rises and falls in modern music history. This is the story of how Sean "Diddy" Combs built an empire and how everything around him began to collapse. Sean Combs was born in Harlem in 1969. His father was killed when Diddy was only 2, and his mother worked multiple jobs to keep the family afloat. Growing up in New York during the 70s and 80s, he was surrounded by hustle, style, and the early DNA of hip-hop. But one thing set him apart even then: ambition. In high school, he organized parties, promoted events, and built connections before most kids even had a plan. His next move changed everything. Diddy talked his way into an internship at Uptown Records. Within months, he wasn't just an intern. He was producing, discovering talent, and shaping the label's sound. He spotted and helped develop Mary J. Blige. He worked with Jodeci. His style was bold, flashy, energetic, and it worked. But success wasn't enough. He had bigger plans, and they didn't fit inside Uptown. After clashes with leadership, Diddy was fired. It looked like the end, but it became the beginning. In 1993, right after being fired, Diddy launched Bad Boy Records. His first major signing? The notorious B.I.G. Almost instantly, Bad Boy became the hottest label in the game. The formula was simple but powerful. Flashy production, smooth hooks, street storytelling, and Diddy as the mastermind behind it all. As Bad Boy rose, so did Diddy's image. The suits, the parties, the music videos. He didn't just create stars, he performed as one. Biggie's debut album, Ready to Die, exploded. Hits like Juicy, Big Papa, and One More Chance turned him into a legend. But behind the scenes, tension grew, especially between Bad Boy and Tupac Shakur. The rivalry escalated, and tragedy struck. Tupac was killed in 1996. Biggie was killed in 1997. Diddy released I'll Be Missing You, one of the biggest tribute songs in history. It cemented his place in music culture, but the losses changed him forever. After Biggie's death, Diddy stepped into the spotlight himself. His debut album, No Way Out, sold millions. Songs like Can't Nobody Hold Me Down and Mo Money, Mo Problems defined an era. He wasn't just behind the scenes anymore. He was the show. Fashion lines, fragrances, MTV's Making the Band, Ciroc partnerships. Diddy became a brand, not just a musician. At his peak, he was everywhere. From the late 90s to the 2010s, Diddy dominated pop culture. Bad Boy launched Danity Kane, Cassie, French Montana, and more. Sean John became a global brand. Ciroc partnerships made him a fortune. He was a billionaire in influence, even if the official billionaire label shifted over time depending on business valuations. But behind the scenes, the pressure grew. Artists left the label. Business ventures became harder to maintain, and the once unstoppable empire began to show cracks. In recent years, Diddy's public image began to shift dramatically. Former collaborators spoke publicly about their experiences working under the bad boy machine. Old stories resurfaced. New allegations appeared in the media. Brands distanced themselves. Public perception changed fast. The legacy he built over decades suddenly felt fragile. The empire that started with ambition now faced chaos. The story isn't finished. Diddy's influence on music, fashion, and culture is undeniable. Few people shaped hip-hop more, but his legacy is now being questioned, reevaluated, and rewritten in real time. One thing is certain. Diddy rose higher than almost anyone in music history, and his fall has become one of the most dramatic the industry has ever seen. Empires rise, empires fall. But the story of P. Diddy is a reminder that power, fame, and success can shift in an instant. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next deep dive.